Hi everyone, my name is Alina. I'm a matchmaker. I'm 32 years old. I live in New York City. And today I'm going to be covering a very interesting topic. I love it. It's called Am I the Lone Wolf? So 75% people, obviously a lot of them are single, and they were voting in my Instagram story. My Instagram handle you can find in description if you want to vote on some stories and for me to get some feedback. So they said that they are the lone wolf. Okay, I can't judge for other people, right? But I can tell you about my own story. I come from Russia, and Russian people are a little bit more, because of the socialism and the history itself, we're very much more traditional, and we're very much more, we kind of try to help each other, like neighbors help neighbors. So very, very, like, we are building communities. When I came to New York City, I felt very much, am I alone in here, and things like that, and it kind of got to me. And throughout my late 20s up until my early 30s, which is like around 30, I was that hustler. I was like, let me get that money. Like, that's what I'm in New York for. So, and in general, I do have that type of personality. I'm the go-getter. I want to learn. And I, at one point, was earning a lot. I was in a corporate sales job and I loved the money part. But honestly, my mental state was derailed. Okay, I am not kidding you. Like 2 years ago, I had a mental breakdown. I had a burnout, and that's when I realized life is not all about super mega hustling. Maybe life has other spectrums in it, right? And it's not all about the career, because at one point it kind of got me like, that's not what I want to live for. And while of course I'm enjoying all these outings with my very close friends, I traveled and things like that, I honestly realized that family is also very important. And that's when I started asking my questions to my own self. What is going on with you internally that you're not able to find a person, like a life partner? And so honestly, at the time I think I was very much delusional, because what I was trying to do, instead of keep digging within myself, I was also trying to blame it on everybody else. Oh, New York is just a city where there are no good men. Nobody wants a family anymore. Everybody's this, everybody's that. So I was trying to label things. And so basically what I was doing negative belief system, right? And the reason why I was doing is because it's kind of a defense mechanism. Like, I personally realized something was going on within myself, that maybe I was not dateable at the time. A lot of these beliefs that you have, you're trying to protect your own self, and you're trying to glamorize this culture of, I am the lone wolf. I would rather be on my own. Well, what I was actually not able to say to myself and admit to myself is that it's not because I'm the lone wolf, because I did crave that intimacy. I did crave that emotion. It's just that at the time, I was ashamed to admit it to myself. I was not vulnerable with my own self. I was very critical of my own self, and I was not able to receive good treatment. That's what it came down to. And also, I had to dig in more and more. I went to therapy. I did hire a coach. So instead of me at the time blaming everybody else around me, I actually had to realize with compassion that it is my fault. If I want to improve my relationships, if I want to have the intimate life partner, if I want to be happy, and happiness includes a lot of times biologically for ladies, happiness does include from the fact that you have a man. And it's not anything to be judgmental. It's just I'm telling you like what I've researched and what I went through internally. And I've been there, that I was the boss lady and I was this and that, but all it was is just I was trying to find accomplishment and happiness in that area of my life, which I still am doing. But at the same time, I'm also developing skills to develop a meaningful and intimate relationship. When I invested into therapy, when I invested into a coach who helped me, and I invested in my own education of studying the relationships, going to trainings like Tony Robbins, let's put it this way, and also learning a lot about the coaching because I went through that education. I realized, oh my God, this is the best investment I've ever done in my life. My eyes opened. A lot of times, from my experience, people who say I would rather be a lone wolf, I approach it with compassion. You know why? Because I've been there. I've had that narrative. And because in Western society as a general, that is such a great, glamorous way of saying, basically, I don't need nobody, and then you wake up and you're probably somewhere in the middle of your life and you're realizing, you know what, that narrative doesn't work for me anymore. I don't want to protect myself from anybody. I want to open up. I want to have intimacy, and I want to meet somebody that I can share my journey with. Interesting. And imagine waking up when you're in your late 50s, you never had any family, you never had any kids, and you never done any work, you never invested, even though you made all this money. What is it? I don't know, like in New York City, it's probably at least $100,000, $150,000, and you never invested into yourself, and you're just like sitting here and you're all by yourself, and you realize that nobody watched your journey except for you. I'm a little terrified by that picture. To see maybe instead of going to 500 different amazing restaurants and having that meal, maybe I'll save up a little bit and I invest into my mental health, right? I invest into a dating coach. I invest into a matchmaker. Why? Because they actually can see you from unbiased eye and assess from what they had to learn, they had to study, their experience, their expertise, and they can basically tell you what's the most effective way to improve your personal relationships. You can choose to listen to them, which is a big, amazing green flag if you listen to what they have to say, or you can choose not to listen to that. Okay, let me tell you something. So this guy is in his 40s and he can't find a person, right? A lady. And he said to me he hired all these matchmakers previously and this and that. For me, like, I was very honest with him, and I'm not sure that a lot of matchmakers, and I don't know, everybody's so different the way they work, right? But let's say the biggest companies in matchmaking, they probably won't tell you the truth sometimes because for them you're just a number. But if you find matchmakers that are more result oriented, they sometimes not going to take you as a client if you have certain things going for you and you don't listen. So that's what I called like the authentic matchmaking, because what I said to him is, maybe you don't have to spend all that money because you're looking for that unicorn. Maybe let me suggest you that you do coaching first. You're more than welcome to comment if you have any questions from experience, and please stay tuned and let's discuss this topic even more. I want to hear your feedback. I want to hear everything you have to say.